We begin Act 1 as Jonathan enters. He is slightly robotic, stiff, wearing a white lab coat. He sits at a table, stage left, typing rapidly into a handheld device. Taylor enters. She is similarly robotic, wearing a white lab coat. She nods at Jonathan and takes her seat next to him. Jonathan and Taylor are ready to begin. There's a video screen at center stage.
Jonathan?
Taylor.
Today shall prove to be a historic day.
Most definitely, our specimen is almost perfect. We couldn't ask for a more ideal subject for this protocol.
Well, why don't we just jump right in then?
Let's.
We are ready for the ABW protocol experiment subject A. Thank you.
Judith Brown, an attractive black woman in her mid-30s, is whisked, dropped, swooped into an observation booth, stage right, which is perhaps elevated and made to look like she is behind a glass partition window. She is sitting in a swivel chair with a small sensor on her hand and a microphone in front of her. The lighting is spectacular, but she is not happy.
Date lines, Earth year 2015, ABW protocol experiment, session 1, specimen A, Judith Yvonne Brownlee.
Hey, what am I doing in here? Who are you? And how do you know my name?
Subject is appropriately agitated, not yet belligerent.
Would somebody please tell me what is going on here?
Greetings, my sister.
What?
Greetings, my sister friend. Girlfriend. Homegirl.
What is going on?
Or would you rather we just call you Judith?
Please, just tell me what in the world is going on. I was standing in line at Panda Express, minding my own business, and then I look up and I'm here. Is this a dream?
Apologies, we are very pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Jonathan, and this is Taylor.
Yes, we are residents of Sector 8, Galaxy 4, Corridor 278, just south of Jupiter. We are brought you here as part of an experiment we're conducting. We value your input.
Oh, Lord. You have got to be kidding me. This cannot be happening. Are you serious? Is this a prank? This is not funny. I need to get home and feed my kids. You all need to quit.
Subject's agitation is heightened.
Judith, might we be getting on your nerves?
What? Why, yes, you might. What in the heck do you expect? What kind of mess is this? You all better let me out of here.
Allow me to explain. In our segment of the galaxy, we're experiencing an extreme shortage of pure energy. Our resources have been taxed and drained, and we're nearing zero capacity.
And so we proceeded to scan the universe in search of an alternate source of energy. After several Earth years of searching, our scanners honed in on planet Earth, territory of the USA, province of California, Los Angeles proper, precisely Inglewood.
Yes, I'm from Inglewood, born and raised.
Allow me to show you our initial research.
Jonathan presses a button, the screen lights up, and a video featuring Judith begins to play.
Hey, that's me. And that's the Ralph's Market on La Brea in Centinela. What is
Yes, this is where you came to our attention. Observe.
On the video, Judith and other shoppers are stuck in a long line with only one checkout line open.
Oh, yeah. I remember that day. They never have enough checkers at that store. They know good and well you need more than one line open at that time of day.
There is no audio, but we see Judith speaking to shoppers in front and behind her, getting louder and louder. Everyone's fed up, and only Judith takes action. She walks to the checker and carries on the conversation. She then walks over to the store manager,
You know what?
gets into his face severely.
Well, first of all, they never let the lines get that long when I shop at the Ralph's in the marina. I told that joker he need to treat his customers better, even if his own fat behind had to check me out. And that's just what he did. You better believe it. I wasn't playing.
Now we see the manager trying to explain something to her. Then after Judith relentlessly tirades him, he walks over to another checkout line, opens it up, and motions for Judith to bring her card over and proceeds to check her out. Judith continues to rant as he personally rings up her items.
Good and well. That seems obvious, but you seem to have resolved the problem.
Miss Judith, that is what caused our sensors to identify you.
That energy, that power, that life force makes you the ideal subject for our ABW trait protocol.
ABW?
Angry black woman. If you prefer angry African American woman, we can modify our language. We just felt that AAAW was a little too alliterative.
Now this is some kind of mess.
The pure energy coming from you is tremendous.
Off the chizzy, if you will.
It went beyond solar, radar, magnetic, kinetic, thermal, nuclear, or any other nuclear source we have
today.
ever encountered.
Hence the ABW trait, which we are attempting to isolate. And that's where you
Yes. If we can identify and isolate and somehow capture and utilize the angry black woman trait of energy, which you and other women of your ilk possess, our energy shortage will be eliminated.
My ilk? Okay. I'm about to tell y'all about yourselves right now. You better beam me back to Inglewood right now.
Oh, this is great. Are you going to read us? Make sure you get a record of this. This is good.
Would it help if I attempted to touch your hair?
What? What you need to touch my hair for?
So that you might go off on us.
Judith starts to respond, but then just gives a bemused smile.
You all are really getting on my nerves right now.
Are you running out of nerves? Is this in fact your last nerve?
Is it your last good nerve?
Wait, no. Let's not question the subject. Let's just wait to see what happens next. Perhaps we will get an actual documentation of the last good nerve effect.
Wow. You know what? You just might. But I'm going to ask you one more time to send me back home. I don't have time for this.
How we feel you go.
And nobody got time for that. Right?
Really?
Miss Judith, sorry if we've offended you. We've been researching your environment, your culture, and according to the mainstream and social media things we've acquired, these are the things in which we based our protocol.
Well, maybe you should actually ask a black woman, or an ABW as you call us.
Oh, hey, we're going to ask somebody. I just love that.
Could you spell that?
No, I cannot.
Well, we realize that you need to get back to Inglewood and your many babies and your baby daddy.
Whoa. I have 2 kids, and I don't have a baby daddy. I have a husband who is at home waiting for me. And if you don't wrap this up, you just might see an angry black man syndrome, and I can't help you with that.
Duly noted. So we'll just push forward with this. Let's ask a few questions, just things that we compiled from our research.
Have you ever been fired for wearing corn rolls?
Corn rolls? You mean corn rows? No, I don't wear cornrows, and I've never been fired. Although I recently had to quit based on some intolerable work conditions created by certain people who did underestimate me and these superpowers in which you seem to think I have.
Oh, well, our senses were actually present for that confrontation. Let's take a look.
The screen re-emerges and the video, with no audio, begins to play. Judith is shown looking very proper and engaged at a business meeting in a conference room. She politely raises her hand and responds to a question posed by her boss. He appears to quickly dismiss her. We see Judith's face as she tries to hide her anger, hurt, and embarrassment while quietly seething.
He never wants to hear what I have to say.
Another co-worker also raises her hand and says something to which the boss and other workers respond enthusiastically. This is too much for Judith. She rises from her seat and begins to point and call out everyone in the room.
All y'all.
From their embarrassed reactions, she is telling the truth and shaming the devil. In closing, she throws paper, turns over chairs, and triumphantly leaves the room. Jonathan stops the video.
Remarkable.
Obviously, those individuals did not check themselves, and hence, they wrecked themselves.
That's right.
They wrecked themselves in losing your valuable services.
You have appeared to symbolically thrown down the mic and left the stage.
You know, I had been with that company for 15 years, and they never wanted to treat me like more than a glorified secretary. That man disrespected me one last time, and that was that. Y'all should have gotten the audio on that one.
Oh, yes, we have. But we did, we should have. We did pick up the energy level, though. The AB effect for that particular incident was off the scale. It was 22 out of 25 mega gigahertz.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Well, moving on. We are detecting a lot of attention in your culture regarding your anatomy. Most precisely in the ABW's buttocks. How do you feel about the amount of junk in your trunk?
I don't even want to dignify that question with a comment. But I must say, we ABWs, as you call us, have been carrying junk in our trunks for centuries. And up until recently, we were encouraged to disguise them or work them off at the gym.
Well, we can thank J-Lo and Iggy's aliens Kardashians for bringing booty back.
My black behind never went anywhere, sweetheart.
Well, Miss Judith, if you don't mind me saying, baby certainly got that.
Judith just shakes her head.
Lord, today.
While we're on the topic, are you fond of twerking? The original version, not the Miley Cyrus strain.
Oh, no, you did not just speak to me about twerking. I have a master's degree from Pepperdine.
Did you get that? Did you get it? Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, could you appropriately use the neck movement that you that normally goes along with? Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah, and the hand.
Taylor and Jonathan go on attempting to demonstrate the movements they are anxious to see. Judith holds her tongue with a smile.
All right, then, Miss Judith. We have yet another piece of video, and would you mind giving us your input on this?
If it will help this over with, get this over with, we're certainly.
Yes, let us know your thoughts on this. Yes, you appear to be reading your son's teacher for the marks she gave him on his 5th grade report card.
Jonathan refers to the screen and pushes the button to start the video, which also has no sound.
Oh, I remember this. Yes.
Yeah.
That's Mrs. Conway.
Judith is sitting in her son's classroom speaking with her son's teacher. She suddenly begins to go off on the teacher.
So tell us what's going on here.
Well, my son kept getting C's in her class, and in our house, C's are not acceptable. So we had a conference and went over some of his assignments. That heifer should have her license taken away. She doesn't halfway pay attention to those kids, and she would rather give my son a C than actually teach.
It actually appears right here that you are reading her.
You could definitely say that.
She does appear to be a heifer. And the ABW energy is tremendous at this point, perhaps because of the connection to your offspring.
Maybe. Nobody better mess with my kids.
But then an interesting thing happens right here.
On the video, Judith's son appears to chime in with some comment, and Judith turns and starts going off on him. He recoils in sheer terror.
As you read her, your son appears to be smirking, and then magically, you turn and switch the read onto him. How do you accomplish that?
The energy transfer is just remarkably swift and powerful.
My son knows better than to talk back to me or his teacher, so I went in on him right here.
Effectively shutting him down.
You better believe it. He's a black man in America. He better know how to act.
Miss Judith, I don't think you're even aware of the power that you possess.
Well, now that I look at it, this is pretty impressive.
And could effectively save our sector.
Oh, well, now y'all just making me blush. Oh, were you all watching me this past weekend when I was shopping? When I was at the Grove?
I'm sorry, we weren't out in the field. We were finalizing our preliminary research, preparing for your arrival.
Child, you missed it. Talk about some energy. So I was buying some jeans for my daughter at that Abercrombie and Fitch store there. I hate that place. It's so dark and it smells like that nasty perfume. And some silly sales girl kept following me around. Can I help you with something? Can I help you with something? Like I was a shoplifter or something.
Really working your nerves, I imagine.
Girl, Anyway, I'm standing in line, smelling that nasty perfume, just waiting. And the lady in front of me checks out just fine. Debit or credit? Thank you. Bye-bye. Then I get up there, and this silly little fool behind the counter is like, can I see your ID?
Oh, no, he did.
Girl, yes, he did. So I had to tell him about himself.
Tell it.
I said, now I know you are not asking me for my ID when you didn't ask the lady in front of me or the one in front of her for theirs. How you gonna do that?
No. What did he say?
He was like, well, ma'am, it's just our policy. So I said, well, if it's your policy, why does it only apply to me? And I said, I need to speak to your manager right now. And then this skinny little fella who looks like he's about 12 walks up. Ma'am, is there a problem? I said, you better believe there's a problem. Woo, I was hot. You all should have gotten tape on that.
I'm sorry we didn't.
Now you see what I have to put up with?
Oh, yes. So go on, what happened?
Well, the manager was trying to say it was just a random mistake and he would talk to his employee and they didn't profile any particular customers and yada, yada, yada. So I let him have it. I said, from the moment I walked into this store, you all treated me like a criminal. I do not steal. I have good credit. This is a platinum credit card with a $12,000 limit and I pay my bill on time. I do not appreciate that. I told him today is not the day and I am not the one. Ooh, girl, I was hot.
So did you throw the jeans out and sashay your way out of there?
No, I couldn't. I had promised my daughter I'd get her those damn jeans. I said, just ring me up so I can get up out of here. Honey, he was so nice after that, he gave me a $25 gift card.
ABW trade was really working for you, right?
I guess.
Judith begins to look sad.
Something the matter?
You all just don't know. Whew, help me, Lord Jesus.
Oh, here we go. She's calling on God.
Lord, if you don't get a hold of these crazy people.
Oh boy, we're going to church, y'all. I think this is the scenario where God shows up and shows out. Am I correct?
You all need to quit. But you got me thinking. You want to call this some kind of syndrome or something and I'm supposed to be some angry black woman all the time? Yes, I'm black and I'm a woman. But I don't want to be known as angry. Maybe I have to use my anger more often because of what I have to put up with. But I'm just fighting for what should be right in my world. I go off on people not because I want to. Most times I have to. And if I don't do it, who will?
It's a provocative question. So far, the strongest strain of this energy is found in the ABW, for whatever reason.
Well, I feel your girlfriend.
Why, thank you.
Taylor, may I remind you that we are here to conduct research, not make new friends?
Excuse me, Jonathan. Today is not the day, and I am not the one. Go on.
Well, perhaps it's not just the ABW trait. Perhaps it's a W trait, or sometimes a B trait. And perhaps you shouldn't call it a trait. From what I remember from my Psych 101 class, a trait is biological. I think some of the things I'm forced to do as an ABW are circumstantial, or because of the society in which I live. Nature versus nurture, they call it, or something like that.
In a sense.
Or perhaps you should identify this syndrome as a complex, because it really is complex and complicated, just like most black women I know. Lord, will there ever come a day in this universe when we just see people for who they are on the inside?
Jonathan tries to get an answer from his handheld device.
No response. I'm afraid that's a question which we're not equipped to broach.
Well, I appreciate that you all saw something valuable and useful in my ABW activities. But I really need to get back home now. I need to take care of my family, and also Scandal comes on tonight.
Oh, yes, we're well aware of the Scandal effect. not something to mess with.
Yeah.
Of course, that takes precedence, so we won't hold you any longer. We'll just conclude this experiment for now.
Okay.
Be aware that we may be calling you at some later date.
Well, we'll see. But next time, give us sister some notice, okay?
It has been a true pleasure to meet you, Miss Judith. You are delightful.
Indeed. Even though we're an entirely different species, from an entirely different galaxy, we're able to relate to you and develop a real affection and a kinship view, Judith Brownlee.
Friendship even.
Well, I like that. You can never have too many friends, is what I always say. After all, when you get right down to it, people are just people, right? Or, I guess, species are just species.
Correct.
Jonathan contemplatively leans into Taylor, whispering. She nods in agreement.
Miss Judith, given the level of confidence you've given us and patience and tolerance and humanity you have shown us, well, we've wanted to introduce you to our real selves.
What?
Well, for this protocol, we had to conform ourselves to our standards in order to effectively conduct our study with you.
Allow us.
Okay.
Jonathan and Taylor disappear under the table and re-emerge, showing their true selves, wearing hideous alien-like masks and gloves, looking like unhuman gargoyles. Their voices are now crunchy and distorted.
Greetings, Judith!
Oh, Lord Jesus! What?
Judith recoils in horror.
What?
Judith goes off into a superhuman tantrum, thrashing about in the booth, unhooking herself from the sensor, jumping out of the chair, hanging on the window, screaming, "Help me, Lord!
Help me, Lord Jesus! Help me, Lord Jesus!
Almost flying until she disappears in a cloud of simulated smoke and flames. There's a brief blackout, and when lights come back up, Judith is gone, evidently beaming herself back to Earth.
Well, that was remarkable. She appears to have transported herself back to her habitat in Inglewood by sheer force of will. Indeed. Duly noted.
Jonathan speaks into his handheld device.
At this moment, our protocol has been suspended. Our subject has displayed a level of energy which is unprecedented. In other words, she wasn't having it. Our instruments must be recalibrated, as do the residents of the planet Earth. We appear to have severely underestimated the power of the angry black woman.
I know that's right.
Blackout, end of play.